Okay, I was trying to figure out what was going on. Hey, how y'all doing this early AM in the morning? It is 5:06 AM. And I just wanted to talk to y'all for a spell. Yes, that's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to try to do anyway, because as I usually say, those who follow me, y'all know I can seem to stray away from the things that, from the main topic, which a lot of times that don't be a main topic, but I got me some notes now, and I'm going to try to go by my notes because I wanted to allow you guys to come into my world, come into my world, and see some things that, well, not see, but for me to explain to you guys a lot of things that I have to deal with on a daily basis, and so that's why I don't be so consistent with doing my content. That's why it seems like I'm a procrastinator because it's just me. But anyway, I'm just gonna talk, and however this unfolds, it just unfolds that way. First of all, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Zakita. I go by the name of Mystic Lady Z. I consider myself an inner guidance coach, and what that is I help individuals come to the realization of who they really are, come to the realization of whatever it is that they feel like they want to pursue within their lives with the goals that they set, or even understanding where they are in their life at this particular time in their life. So, with me being an inner guidance coach as well as the law of attraction coach, and the law of attraction coach, it helps you understand how you are attracting certain, I say, energies and frequency vibrations within your life. So, with that said, I'm also a single mom of five and one deceased son. Um, I don't have, a lot of support. Well, I don't have any support as far as, physical support. But when it comes to spiritually, I have a lot of support. So, um, I'm saying this, like I said, to give y'all a little insight of who I am, but that's not directly who I am. That's how I present myself in the physical world. Because when you start to dive into the spiritual world, it starts to get a little freaky, and you know, it just seems like, okay, you're just making shit up. But that's another thing. And when I talk about spirituality, I go into the esoteric knowledge, the occult knowledge, which it goes deeper within the surface of what they call spirituality, because you can think spirituality is purposely for you having this this particular faith in your God, which it is about that. Don't get me wrong, it's about, having a relationship with your God, being spiritual and stuff like that. But it's also coming to the realization that God is within you. And if God is within you, you have a lot of useful, what can I say? You have a lot of useful inner abilities that you have to get familiar with, which that is why I would be, you know, needed within an individual's life, because I would better help them understand. One thing I know is when it comes to me talking to myself out loud, that goes horribly wrong, but I still do it because I am a person that likes to challenge myself. And so when I continue to do something, then I will get better at it. But I'm not gonna sit here and constantly tear myself down about something that I'm not good at. So let's get into it. I wanted to talk about why frequency matters. Why frequency matters is because frequency has something to do with the spiritual world. You know, when a lot of people hear frequency, they think of like music, or they think of like what I would say momentum. So, what I wanted to talk about is frequency is a very important. It's a very important indicator of what you are allowing to to move you, what you are allowing to direct you in. See, yeah, when I first made the decision to do this video, I was having a good conversation with myself, and I said, yes, why don't you go do a video, and so you can explain stuff more better now, so you feel like you're in that space to do that. And so, before I even began the video, I was just free flowing. Now I'm on a video, it's like, what am I talking about? What am I saying? But like I said, is I have trained myself to really go within and get the information that I need in order for me to stay, on track within my hectic life, because it gets very hectic. But what I wanted to say, frequency matters because it dictates how you're going to be attracting certain individuals within your life. And it is based upon a lot of things that you're watching on TV, the music that you listen to, or, you know, just whatever you pay to in general. A lot of things have low frequencies. And so if you don't know how to distinguish between a high frequency and a low frequency, I'm not saying good and bad. Because sometimes you do need low frequencies in order to understand how things work. And when you a low frequency, it's because you try to get the understanding of what it is that you don't know. Because when you hide, it's like, well, I know this. That's you better understanding yourself, how you're going to be able to deal with things and attract certain energies within your life. This is not making sense, but I'm going to still go forth with this. Okay, let's just say that, okay, your frequency is to start focus on your goals. And whatever your goals are pertaining to, that's what your frequency is going to attract. It's going to attract certain videos or certain music or certain people within your life based upon your intent, what you said that you want to attract within your life. But here's the thing, if you're not familiar with how certain things work when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to yourself, then you're gonna miss the opportunity. And I've been seeing it so much within my day to day, like how other people base what they're getting in their life due to other people. It's about you. You, I use this word lightly because I'm like, okay, serious. When you take stuff serious, it's like you kind of close. But I take this serious, and so I ain't gonna let nobody. Okay, yeah, that's a good starting point to take it seriously. But then I would say make it fun, make it a play. Make your life this play because that's what spirituality is about. It's about you being able to utilize things, whether low or high, whether good or bad, for your good. It's just a play. And everything that happens for you, not to you, it is helping you learn yourself. It's allowing you to be better able to discern certain things that are happening in your life. So that's why I say make it out of a play. Because if you always taking stuff serious, you'll be like, why is this always happening to me? But a lot of times things happen due to the frequency, meaning the area, the environment that you in. And so this is why people move to certain environments. They don't know why. It's just that, a lot of it's common for people when they're starting their journey of, you know, their career journey, or trying to get in the field, in the environment of like-minded people. You would have to move, because if you're in an environment where everybody is feeling, lackful, if they are feeling depressed, or they feeling like they are victim, and that's the environment you in, then how can you interact with a frequency that's on your level if you're in an environment that don't have that frequency? And so any move you make, it's gonna be a dead end, because it's like, where's my like mindedness? Who's gonna resonate with how I believe, how I, interact with myself? So it's gonna be like, I'm alone. But you're not alone. It's like all of us get these nudges about how what's the best decision that we have to make at this particular time. But due to what we got going on in our life, we'll be like, no, I can't do that. And so if you do that, then it's you hindering your progress of growing, because you refuse to move yourself out of a certain environment. And so that's why frequency matter. Because due to wherever your frequency is in the environment frequency, it is gonna repel. You're not gonna get any no good results out of that, because it's not in the same frequency. It have to be in the same frequency. If people get caught up in, I'm a woman, she's a woman, or I got myself together, they got themselves together. You can't look at a person's physicality and say, well, they got themselves together. Because when it deals with spirituality, you dealing with what's going on within their mind and their heart. That's what you're dealing with, not the physicality. And so that's what get people, tripped up, the physicality. And so I wanted to, talk about that. Not that I wanted to talk about that, but that's why I wanted to bring that up, because it gets so people get so confused when it comes to frequency vibrations, and spirituality and physicality, and what is like-mindedness and why things are happening to them. Okay, so I got next is why support matters. Okay, support, whether you have a physical support team or a spiritual support team, support, it just matters anyway. What I've discovered is that due to me having spiritual support, I've been able to conquer things within my physical reality, because I always get this encouragement from within me. I always get these downloads when I'm confused. But it be a lot of times too when I'll cry. Yes, I will. I will cry, because I'm like, well, how much stronger do I have to be? Why can't I have some physical support? Because yes, it's like I feel like sometimes I'm going crazy, because it's like I'm always having to go within and find that courage and find whatever it is that I'm needing at that time to keep moving. And then that right there was, I'm about to start crying, y'all. I'm so sensitive when it comes to me and my goals and my purpose. And so when you feel like you don't have that support, that's a frequency within itself because it's gonna change your mood. And so with that frequency, when I what I say a frequency is the emotional scale. Like if you high or low, if you happy or sad, or if you motivated or depressed, or if you excited or sad. That's what I say a frequency is. And based upon your frequency, now you finna start vibrating. Vibrating mean having all these other thoughts based upon how you feeling. And so when you're not in tune with yourself and you allow external things to dictate how you feeling, then you just allowed yourself to be possessed. That's what I call possessed. But it's like I'm getting off track. But like I said, yeah, I just wanted to talk, and however this unfold, it will unfold. But also, I wanted to touch a little basics about some of the things that I've been dealing with as well. Now, this ain't scripted, or I ain't noted this because I said I was just gonna free flow this because it's like what I've been noticing. That's why I had to explain to y'all what frequency means. Okay, based upon how I've been training myself for so many years, I do not. How can I say this? I'm understanding. I'm patient. And when I interact with people, they have no idea what I'm talking about. But I know what they're talking about because first I had to come from, the worldly things in order for me to get to where I'm at. So I know where they be coming from, but they don't be knowing where I be coming from. And so that right there is the things that is gonna keep us like distant, not connecting. And so what I've been dealing with is I've been having these conversations with, individuals, and it's like I would read their energy. And what I'm saying is I would see them contradict themselves in so many ways to the point they really believe that they are really, they really is really focusing on the things that they want to do in their life. They're really they think they really doing the things that they should be doing at the time. I'm saying based upon the conversation now. Because somebody can feel like, okay, I'm doing everything and things are not working out for me. But it's not what you're doing, it's what you're being. And so there lies the problem. Because you can do so much. Well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But you also got to be. That's the spiritual aspect of the whole thing. Being. I am being successful today. I'm being, led to stay focused today. No matter what external force that tries to, throw me off my path today, this is where I'm going to be. So that's why staying your intentions in the morning is before you begin any activity in the external world, you're supposed to state your intent because other people's suggestions will start to influence you. So that's why I say when I look at people, not look at people, but that is well too, but I don't really do that as much as I used to. It's like when I have conversation with people, I hear them complain. That's the first thing that comes out of a person's mouth. Now, when I talk about what I'm dealing with, I'm not talking about what I deal with as a complaint. I talk about what I deal with is giving y'all some insight of how I have to structure my mind in order to, find solutions based upon the things that I'm dealing with. So the reason why I brought that up is because anytime about me interacting with people is that anytime I interact with people, I have to dumb myself down. I don't have to, but I choose to. And the reason why I choose to is because I've tried it. I've tried enlightening people, and it's like, but I know my environment will not allow me to speak from a authentic place because they're not gonna understand me. It's like I'm an alien within that part. I'm an alien amongst other people who are not tapped into their spirituality, because people affiliate spirituality with going to church or their higher power, which it is, but it runs deeper than just, you have to have a lot of understanding of yourself, because it's like y'all are one. Your higher power and you are one. So you can be thinking your higher power is telling you to do some messed up stuff, but is it your higher power, or is it something that influences you outside of yourself to believe that this is something that you need to be doing at this moment in time? That's why it's very important for you to get a relationship with yourself. And when you doing that, it's also allowing you to have a relationship with your higher power. But yeah. When whenever I deal with things, I be like, I laugh, because I be like, okay, this is only strengthening. That's why I said, previously, how strong do I have to be? But also another thing is, you guys, is that co-creating. When you are co-creating, either everybody's gonna be on board, or, and this goes for children as well. That's why I see why, how you call it, brainwashing and putting the fear of God in there when it comes to you training your child. Because if you don't have your child or children on the same frequency wavelength as you, then you're going to have to be correcting things that they're doing based upon their ignorance. Because you and the child, it's like y'all are one. It ain't like it is. Because as a parent, you have to embed your thought process. You have to embed your knowledge within them. Because if you don't, then somebody else is going to embed their thought process in them, and then you're gonna have to deal with other people's frequencies and other people mishaps among your children. And this is what I know, because I deal with this all the time. I deal with trying to explain to my kids that it's important that they understand how to tune in to that spiritual side of them. And I try to teach them ways of doing it. But another thing that I found out is our focus. If your focus is being hindered by a lot of external things, like if children got a lot of responsibilities outside of what the parent is telling them to do, it, how can I say this? Like homework or peer pressure, or them trying to keep up with the latest fashion, them believing that they need to listen to this music because it's going to make them popular. That alone itself would change their frequency. And so if their frequency change, that means that you're not dealing with your programs or your training or the things that you instilled in your children. You're dealing with another force. And so it's going to cause all this friction within the home. It's going to cause all this disconnection amongst you and that child. But keep in mind, as I'm talking about a child, because see, that's what I deal with. I don't really have to deal with another, adult, because I'm a single mom. So I see this within, you know, my day-to-day interactions with my children. And so it's like I see so much stuff, and it's like, how do I fix this? I'm working on me, but if they're not listening, it's like I have to work 10 times harder now, because I know what I'm going against. I'm not going against my child, but based upon the things that they're listening to, based upon the people that they're around, based upon how strong they is within themselves and not allowing certain things to penetrate their mind, then it's going to always be a lot of friction, a lot of chaos. And so I had to say this, because that is that be my main factor of for me not being consistent with a lot of things because of the choices that they're making that I have to deal with, that I done already, had to sit down with them about and try to fix it. Because I'm like, okay, y'all, mama trying to do this. And then they'll go back, they'll turn right around and do the same thing like I ain't saying nothing. Because they're not in their right mind. That's what you would call their right mind. Children are easily to be influenced. And so if children are easy to be influenced, it's like, this is the saying, a spirit can take individuals for a ride, no matter who you are. You can be an adult, you could whatever, male, whatever. A spirit need a vessel. So if you ain't strong enough to be able to discern who you are and what's taking control over you, then it's going to influence your thinking capabilities. That's what I'm talking about. And so that's why I say when it comes to me seeing through people, I can see through people based upon the words that they use. Because normally, when you're worldly people tend to follow things that's trending. And so if worldly people following things that's trending, you're dealing with a clone. You're not dealing with a individual. You see an individual in front of you, but you're dealing with a clone. Meaning, you be like, dog, why is everybody wearing the same hairstyle? Why is everybody wearing the same this and why is everybody talking about the same thing? Because when you don't follow your direction in life and you follow what everybody else is doing, all it is a duplicate of wherever this original thought came from. What's trending? If you know what's trending and you're dealing with a worldly person and not a spiritual person, and when I say worldly person, meaning a worldly person is going to do things based on what's popular and not what they want to do. Or should I say, not based on what they feel like their calling is for their life to do. They're going to be bouncing all over the place because they're easily to be influenced. And so I look at that and I be like, okay, with me not having the support or whatever, I'm constantly around my children. Constantly around my children. And that's another story. I said I was going to start being very transparent with you guys and inviting you guys into my life when it comes to other aspects because I really need y'all to understand how this is how all this stuff is coming together when it comes to physicality in the spiritual world. Because only people only look at the physicality of things when you got the spiritual world as well in the physical world. But yeah, okay, what I say, the next thing, being a single mom and dealing with stuff. Oh, I kind of summed it up right there about how I'm not consistent and the things that I have to deal with and how I try to interact with people and I'm misunderstood and they're talking about the trending thing and I want to talk about what I have going on and how I want to enlighten people about getting this relationship with yourself, which is the relationship with your higher power in a different aspect, which is going to be shunned upon. Because another thing I discovered is however you have been conditioned to think, whether by your upbringing or by how you trained yourself, that's how you gonna see. That's how you gonna want to hear. That's how you gonna want to be around. But me, I train myself no matter what's in front of me that I'm open. But if it is not something that's going to take me to my next stage, or if it's not something that's pertaining to what I'm trying to do now, I can dismiss myself from that. And so that's another thing I wanted to talk about as well, is that I had this encounter with someone and we had a conversation, right? And they had so many valid points when it came to me. And I'm like, wow, I never thought of that. And what that conversation was about is me being so masculine. But I know I'm masculine because of the things that I had to deal with as a single mom. But I didn't know I was that masculine. So I started looking at, studying how to become more feminine, how to utilize my feminine abilities over my masculine abilities, because that's another thing you'll discover when you are working on yourself is you have to have a balance of both. You just can't use one because then you'll be off balance. Females are originally emotional, very sensitive to things. But I'm not. I ain't gonna say I'm not sensitive, but I'm not to that extreme of being sensitive because I'm a female. But I'm very sensitive. I just know how to balance things due to how I've trained myself. And so, yeah. But the more to the story is when it came time to me enlighten them, they didn't want to listen. They did not want to listen because they already had things, you know, how they feel like it should be. And I've learned a lot of people are regurgitating things and utilizing that as it being them. But what I be trying to explain to people that you can create things according to what you need at that particular time. You don't have to accept or to what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what I'm looking for. But you don't have to. I'm gonna just leave it at that. You don't have to accept things because it's the traditional way of believing. That's like when people say that I'm an African American or whatever, and you know, Africans do this. Great, Africans can do that. But when I talk to any individual, I'm talking from a place of spirituality, meaning there is no skin color. There is no gender. It is just you and your thoughts. Thoughts don't have a gender. It has a frequency. It's gonna uplift you or it's gonna, disencourage you. But it has no form until you give it some kind of direction. Until you give it some type of emotion. So that be my thing when I have a conversation with people. It's like they won't even allow themselves to be open to new suggestions. And that's what I be seeing the problem is because they feel like spirituality got something to do with allowing this force to just completely take control. But you gotta give it something. You gotta give it some direction. Meaning, okay, this is what your focus is you guiding that energy, that inner God within you. Your focus, whatever you focus on, grows. And so that's why I be really putting emphasis on spirituality and not on religion, because a religious person is still gonna believe in certain things of the traditional way. And once you break free from the traditional way, that's when you start having a relationship with yourself. That's when you're better able to discern things for yourself. That's when you're better able to, what I call, become psychic. I say a psychic is having the ability to prophesy certain things. You don't know how it's going to show up, but you are the creator of your reality. But like I said, you also have co-creators. And so the quicker you can alter their perception about how they do things or how they feel about themselves, then the quicker, when I say that, I'm not talking about outside people. I'm talking about within your household, how you have to do, you know, family things together and how to keep things structured and in order due to them having their frequency vibration in order and not letting external things or other people dictate how they're feeling or how they, their thought process is about themselves or the things they want to do. That's what I be talking about. I'm not talking about manipulating external forces, family, friends, or nothing like that. Because what they believe in, that's totally their business. So I think this about wraps it up. I just wanted to get on here and just really just talk to you guys. That's why I said the name of it's gonna be Let's Talk About It. And there's just a lot of stuff that I've been dealing with, like interacting with other people, and seeing my children be in these spaces that they don't even know they in. And that's why I always put out content about the mind. The mind is what's controlling each and every individual. But if you believe that you're in control of your mind, what I mean in control is meaning that you are utilizing your inner guidance, your inner God, your emotions, your vision to come to reality. When you utilize that, then you're in control. But when you allow external forces, other people, and you know, anything that's not affiliated with what you're trying to do, you are allowing yourself to be possessed. You are allowing yourself to be controlled. But a lot of times, I also want to say this: it's like you say, well, if I was aware of it, I wouldn't let that happen. And that's the thing. That's what possess means. You don't be aware of it. And so this is where I advocate to people. It'd be more better than what I'm doing now, yeah. I promise you it do. It's just me sitting here trying to think of everything right now, have to think and answer my own question. It's like, okay, just get it together, girl. But anyway, yeah, that's what my main thing be when I have conversations with people, and they tell me about a lot of things that's going on in their life and stuff like that, and I be like, how's your spiritual practice? And they'll be like, it's good. Me and God, in the traditional way, I pray about it and I leave it in God's hand. See, that's what the traditional way of being is all about. It is you thinking that you're supposed to take your responsibilities and dump them off on this this other deity or entity. That's not how it is. Prayer to me is when you are in gratitude. When you learn how to utilize the things that's around you to strengthen yourself. When you utilize the thing that's around you in order to be able to, I ain't gonna say control it, but in order to understand it. So it won't control you. That's what prayer is. Prayer is being able to understand that whatever is happening for you to understand you better. So you can have a better relationship with your higher power. Not for you to be constantly asking for things, but for you to constantly be mindful and watchful of the things that you can use at that moment in time to make yourself better. That's what I believe prayer is. But I've seen, I be seeing people use it in the most ineffective way of just waiting on somebody to give them something. And I'm a person that takes action. I'm a person that is always to myself, finding solutions. Even if I hit a brick wall, but then I say, okay, I tell myself, well, support. If I can put myself in an environment where I can have physical support, which that's been my number one goal, is when I say finding physical support, I'm talking about putting myself in an environment where I can be able to get better ideas. So I can be able to enhance my life in the way that I need to based upon the information that I need And the thing, I don't know everything. I do not know everything, and I don't portray to know. To, I don't portray myself as knowing everything. But what I do know is how I feel, what my vision is for my life, what my frequency vibration is, the things that I am most attracted to. I know these things. So if I know those certain things about me, then I'm not gonna let certain things into in my life based upon how I know things about myself. Now, will people talk about me? Yes, they will talk about me. But will I mind? No, because other people's opinion of me, it does not matter. In this world, you have to have some thick ass skin. You have to stand your ground because people every day, all day, are trying to freaking influence you based upon them getting their needs met. And that I know as well. And however, whatever means they got to do it, they're going to try to do it. And if you're not sure of yourself, you will get influenced. They will have you wrapped around their finger and you won't even know it. You'll be thinking, oh, I made that decision. Did you really now? How much of yourself do you really know? Hmm? Right. You don't. I study every day, all day. I'm on it all day, every day. That's how I know the things that I know. Because even if I'm not going live, even if I'm not putting out content, I'm listening to some audiobook. I'm listening to some podcasts. I'm re-looking at my videos. I'm writing in my journal. I'm doing something that's going to keep me focused because I know how hard it is for you to stay on track in a world where you're getting hit by all these other types of frequencies. It's a scary place when you really start to understand, then it's like, aha, I get it. It ain't so bad. That's why I said, make you living your life out of a play and not nothing seriously going on. Because if you making something serious, these external forces gonna whoop your ass. I'm just, hey, that's just what it is. It will whoop your ass. You're gonna be thinking it's you. No, it's not. It's you not standing in who you are. You not knowing who you are, and that's the work. Each and every day, you're gonna have to put in the work of learning who you are, how you think, how you process things, the people you want to be around, the things that you know that you're not good at, that you need to learn to 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 do to better yourself. That's why I say support, having some kind of mentorship. That's why I say that's what I'm looking for, a mentorship. Because I know I can't do everything by myself. And I know my reality is I don't have family support. I don't have friend support. I don't have any of that. So I would have to put myself in an environment where it is, you know, uh, conducive to what I'm trying to do. Yeah. Like I said, y'all, it is 5:50 now. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day. And like I told y'all, reason why I say beautiful is DAZE, because we are constantly being in a hypnotic state. Whether you do it or somebody else do it. But I recommend you do it yourself. But if you do not know how to do it, please don't try. But that's the thing. If you don't know how to do it, you don't know that you're doing it. Because you don't know how to do it. But yeah, these are the things that I be want to talk about. This coming, how I'm talking to y'all. This is what I be want to talk about. But people look like, there's only one God. I've been in many situations and God helped me out. I don't know what you're talking about. That's some voodoo crap or some dark magic stuff, or they would call it evil because they don't understand it. But like I said, a lot of the knowledge that I came across, a lot of the knowledge that has been channeled within me, through me, it has helped me. And I have been in some very, very dark places. And it was just me. It was just me. And that's how I overcame a lot of stuff, by learning myself. Yeah. Learning what it is that, okay, these are not my thoughts. These are not my thoughts. I know who I am. I know how I got to look at this. I know the vision I have of my life. See, those are affirmations. Your affirmations and your mantras, they will help you. Whether you utilize somebody else's affirmation or you make up your own affirmations, the things that are gonna keep you focused and on your mission. Because everybody got a calling, whether you know it or not. And that's the thing that you're supposed to be learning every day. What is my calling? How can I better, you know, contribute to this thing that I have to do on a daily basis? How can I contribute to that? What it is that I need to be doing in this moment in time that's going to allow me to better my skills and better speak to the people. This is what I tell myself now. What it is that I can do to help my kids better stay centered. And I'm not saying, like very self-centered and cynical and selfish, but at times that is what's best for individuals. Because when you give yourself to people all the time, your ass gonna be depleted. You gonna be feeling depressed and all that, because anytime you're dealing with people, do you not know that you are receiving their energy? And if you're not able to cleanse those frequencies out of you, out of your mind, out of your skin, then it's gonna latch on to you, and it's gonna, you know how it accumulates, and it's gonna accumulate and gonna accumulate, and then it's gonna be so unbearable to the point that now I'm coming up with this by myself, because I'm like, this is what I think that happens when you allow frequency to accumulate like that. That's when your ass have a nervous breakdown, because you got so many things going on in your head that it's breaking you down. It's just it's messing up your mental bad. And I just came up with this because this is how I look at stuff. And so this is why I be to myself, because how I can analyze things. And now if I'm able to explain it to the next person in a good, precise and transparent way, I don't know. But that's the thing. I know that I know what I be talking about, but the way that I present it now, that need to be worked on. So, but the thing is, it's like when I do get myself in a space, I it just come natural. But it depends on that space that I put my mind in. It comes natural. And the thing about it too is, if I'm dealing with a hostile person, or a person who is so stuck in their ways, I'm not gonna want to continue a conversation with them. Because when I'm having a conversation with somebody, you gotta have an open mind. Because excuse me, I'll be right back. Ooh. Because the stuff I talk about, you're gonna have to have an open mind, or else we ain't gonna be able to communicate. We're not gonna be able to teamwork. We're not gonna be able to do nothing, because that is my my goal is to be all that I can be all the time. That's my goal, to be that better version of myself every day. Every day I wake, I I say I plan on learning something new about myself today. Each day I wake is something that I need to know today. Please put me in a position to know what it is that I need to know. No matter how painful it is, no matter how good it is, just put me in a position to know whatever it is that I need to know. That's how I say with my day, because everything is working for me, not to me. Everything is working for me, not to me. But yeah, I'm finna get ready to wrap this thing up. It's gonna be 6 o'clock in the morning. And I just wanted to put some of this stuff out in the air because I was compelled to do so, and I did that. Because I know it's imperative for people to really be in tune with themselves. That's why I have the Reinvent Yourself, the relationship with you movement that I want to start. But like I told y'all, I be dealing with my own stuff. Not technically my own stuff, because me doing my work, that is my stuff. But with me being a single mom, I have to handle mom things that I know that is not of my children, but I have to look at it as they are my children because that's the way it is. Because I can go on and on about that too, like I said about the possessed. If you're dealing with something that is not of your training, that is not of your frequency, then you're not dealing with you. You're dealing with somebody else. And so when you're dealing with somebody else, it's like, well, how do I deal with this? How can I do this? It's like you have to really do some intense work within the environment. That's why people walk around with sage and stuff like that, because baby, those spirits are something else. They just latch on to anything and everything that they want to, long as it can utilize it. And it's serious. And people don't understand that. It is very serious. And I know it. So y'all, that's why I be so I'm always driven to do my passion. I wish I can come on every day and do what I want to do, but I can't. And then I work. It's a lot of stuff that I be having to deal with. Yeah. So working on myself is very important to me at this moment in time because of the things that I have to deal with. So I have to keep my mental intact in order to deal with the things that I have to deal with. And like I said, y'all, I'm a single mom of 5. My oldest is 21. My youngest is 10. So y'all see what I'm talking about? It's like I gotta come. What it is? Who that is that could? It's like I gotta be like 20 people at one time. But it's okay because it makes me stronger. That's why I said me learning the things that I have to learn. I have to do that. That's what's best for me. And it's like, well, how much learning do you have to do? Well, actually, it ain't about learning. It's about me strengthening what I do know. It's about me strengthening the things that are going to allow me to have the results that I know that I should have. That's what it's about. Yeah. Me getting the results, whether it's my children, you know, really understanding how things outside of them that can influence them, how if they have any fears that can influence them as well. It can show up in many different ways, but I know when it deals with, children, that their focus is not as great at a young age unless they are secluded from other people. When you can distance your children from outside things, that's when you will have that's when you'll be better able to train your child as you believe you should. So I see where I can fix it, but if that can't happen, then I might have to find a better solution for me to deal with whatever I'm dealing with. That I know. But anyway, yes, like I said, it's 6 o'clock now. I'm gonna wrap this up. Y'all have yourself a beautiful days, and as usual, we're manifesting royalty, fabulous, and I don't know when I'll be going back live. Hopefully soon, soon I'll be going back live, and like y'all know about my June webinar. Y'all know about the 1K subscriber giveaway. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 1K subscriber giveaway, which is the $50. Yeah. Not the 1K. I ain't got no. But anyway, yeah, y'all just be mindful. Be mindful of the things that you allow to enter your mouth, your nose, your ears, and your eyes. Be mindful in your heart. You are always the one that determines what's best for you. That ain't up to nobody else. And the quicker you find out how to love yourself more, how to pay attention to what your emotions are telling you, the quicker you'll be able to have a better relationship with you. Now, on that note, y'all, I'm gone.